beautiful people, and welcome back to another video. So today's video, I love talking about prepositions just because they are difficult and tricky. So last time we talked about preposition like فيا. In English you would say like with me, and it's kind of have like, you know, space between with and me. For us, we combine them and it's become like one word. For example, معايا, that's mean with me. معايا. مع is mean with, and the pronoun ending that we add ya, it makes it sound like with me. For example, if I want to say like with you, I will say معاك, and then مع is with and ك is you. So that, but today it's not about like with me and with you. We're going to talk about preposition ف, that's in mean in, and when we added فيا, it's mean in me. And that's what we saw in the last video. فيك in you, فيها in her, فيه in him, فينا in us, فيكم in you plural, فيهم in them plural. Okay, of course in them like it's plural. So yeah, okay, so last time we saw that فيا, we use it with a certain noun to give the adjective. For example, فيا ناس, it means in me there is sleepiness, in me sleepiness, and that gives the meaning of I feel sleepy, because sleep, as I said, is inside of us. So what we do, we use فيا plus noun to mean like I feel sleepy or I am sleepy. So that's فيا. It gives the meaning of like verb to be, as I am, or like I feel. But I always advise to think about it as like I feel, just because فيا, it kind of feels like feel. It's kind of like really like close. So when I see فيا الجوع, it means I am hungry or I feel hungry. Okay, so we saw a lot of examples like فيا العطش is I feel thirsty or I am thirsty. فيا العطش. Okay, we can also use it with kind of like describing how you feel. If you are sick, you can say فيا سخانة, is I have a fever. So over here it's have the meaning of I have. Okay, so فيا السخانة, فيا البرد, I feel cold. So we always say that. So I'm giving you the ones that we use a lot. So فيا البرد is I feel cold or I am cold. فيا الصد, it means I feel hot. فيا الصد. You can say فيا الرعدة. Why is الرعدة? They kind of like, you know, feeling like are freezing. فيا الرعدة. Okay, so you can say فيا الضحكة, I feel like laughing, you know, like I am like feeling like laughing. فيا الضحكة. We can use it also to mean like something, or like some place has somethings. So if you want to say like my house has 3 rooms, you would say like داري فيها 3 البيوت. داري فيها, which is like the equivalent in English is has, but it's like literally inside of her, like in her, 3 rooms. داري فيها 3 البيوت. We saw this kind of ways. Okay, so we saw this option. If you haven't watched that video, please watch it first to give an idea. So I'm just kind of like a recap, like just like trying to review with you like what we have covered like last time in that like last video. So I will link the video like down below in the either comment section or like the description box. This way like you watch it and then you go back to this. And in the end of this video, I will like answer like some confusion about فيا. And it was of like one of you know, the subscribers, and it was like a comments about different uses of فيا, and he was like, oh, okay, how can we distinguish that? So I'm going to answer in the end of this video and explain, and he gave some like amazing like examples, which are they are like great, and actually like there are like no confusion in them, they are like really easy, but I'm going to explain to him and all of you later in the end of this video. And today is going to be just about using فيا. So the preposition فيا has like different meanings depending on what verbs like works with. So for example, when I say like سؤل فيها, it means he asked about her, but still we use like ف فيها, which is literally in her, to mean about her. So what you do when this happens, don't get confused. Remember that hadar, it's plus فيا or فيك or فيها, like in her or something. It's mean about you and her, or like him or something like that. So hadar فيا, he talked about me. Or hadar فيك, he talked about you. And mostly that's like negative. When someone talking about you, it's mean like they are gossiping about you. Okay, remember that. So hadar, it goes with فيا. But if we change the proposition, of course it changed the meaning. If I said hadar معايا, it means he talked with me. hadar معايا, hadar معايا. Okay, so hadar فيا, it gives the meaning he gossips about me, which means he talks about me negatively. And hadar معايا, he talked with me. Okay, yes. So yes, hadar معاك, he talked with you. hadar فيك, he talked about you. Okay, so remember this kind of things. So for example, هدرت على الدارجة, I talked about دارجة. But if I said دارجة is ending with a, so it's feminine. So if I said هدرت عليها, it means I talked about it. Okay, so we don't have it, so that it is either feminine or masculine. So if the noun دارجة is feminine, we use her. هدرت عليها. Okay, let's go to another like verb. For example, the verb سول is to ask. If you want to say like he asked about you, you would say like سول فيك. فيك over here, it's mean about you. سول فيك. Okay, so what's good is to know the verb. So take notes of the verb and say, okay, so the verb سول, it works with فيا or فيك or فيها. So you change the verb in past tense. So that's why I'm saying that's like, you know, preposition is actually not like for beginners, because you have to know the verbs and how to conjugate them first, and then you can like use them. Because now I'm just like using the verb as it is, as like the he form. He talks about me, he asks about me or about you and stuff like that. So you have to know how to conjugate the verb. So this is not about the grammar, this is about preposition. So I'm just giving like one like form. So سول is like he asked. سول فيا, he asked about me. So سول فيك, he asked about you. But actually this like verb, it's also work for like with علا to mean just the same thing. So سول عليك, he asked about you. سول عليا, he asked about me. And then you tell me like, oh, what's the difference? Like when I can use this or this, is about the region. So I mostly like سول عليا, but I hear a lot of people saying سول فيا. For example, I would tell maybe my sister سول عليك خالي, my uncle like asked about you. Or I can say like سول فيك خالي. So it's just the same thing. So nothing is incorrect. So using either one is correct and everyone going to understand you. Again, to say like, for example, like I thought about you, or like he thought about you, or I'm thinking about you, you would say like, let's use the present tense. Okay, so كان فكر فيك, I am thinking, كان فكر فيك, in you, to mean about you. كان فكر فيك, كان فكر فيك, I'm thinking about you. To see I'm thinking about her, I would say كان فكر فيها, كان فكر فيها, كان فكر فيها. If I want to say I'm thinking about him, I would say كان فكر فيه, كان فكر فيه. Okay, كان فكر فينا, I'm thinking about us. كان فكر فينا. Or I'm thinking about all of you. كان فكر فيكم. For example, guys, I did not forget about you. I am thinking about all of you. So I would say like كان فكر فيكم, I'm thinking about you كاملين, all of you. كاملين, كان فكر فيكم كاملين. Okay, so if I want to say I'm thinking about them, I would say كان فكر فيهم. So far we learned the verb هدر, is mean to talk or to speak. Actually also you can use سول to ask, فكر to think. And also you probably heard me before say like تهلا في راسك. If I want to say like take care of her, I would say like تهلا في her. So again over here فيها is like change the meaning in English, like take care of her. So we say for us فيها. So for example, تهلا فيك he took care of you. تهلا فينا, he took care of us. So it depending on who you're talking to and what you want to say. Okay, so just like remember the verb تهلا, it works with فيا or فيك or something like that. When you learn the verb to watch, تفرج, learn that like right after it there is F. So كان تفرج is I watch. كان تفرج في تلفازة. In English you say I watch TV. For us we say I watch in TV. Make sure to remember just تفرج في. Always make it as a part of the verb. تفرج في. تفرج في تلفازة. تفرج كان تفرج is I watch. كان تفرج في تلفازة. كان تفرج في نتفليكس. كان تفرج في هاري بوتر. كان تفرج في تواليت. كان تفرج في الكرة فوتبول. كان تفرج في الباسكت basketball. You can see I watch anything you want to watch. Okay, so if you want to say I'm watching it now, for example, if I say, oh, do you watch like Harry Potter? You can say, oh, I'm watching it now. So كتفرج فيه دابا. Why I put فيه and not فيها? Because Harry Potter is a guy first and it's masculine second and there's like no A in the end of the word. So كنتفرج Harry Potter or كنتفرج فيه. So كنتفرج فيه دابا, I'm watching it now. كنتفرج فيه دابا. So here is the verb that we learn now is كنتفرج. What else we can say? So again, the verb تاق. تاق is to trust. When we want to say I'm trusting you or like trust me, for example, if I wanted to say like trust me, I literally would say تيق فيا. تيق فيا. تيق is trust, like kind of as an order. Trust me. تيق فيا, like put trust in me. We use فيا to mean in me. So we don't have just trust me, we have to have the N. So تيق فيا, or if you want to say like I'm trusting you, you say كنتيق فيك. كنتيق فيك. Okay, so yeah, let me make that right. Okay, so yes, كنتيق فيك. Or if you want to put it in past tense, like if you want to say I trusted you, you would say ثقت فيك. Okay, ثقت فيك. I know that's hard to pronounce. ثقت فيك. T9T. So T, number 9 is ق. ثقت فيك. ثقت فيك. You shouldn't have. Okay, so yes, ثقت فيك, كنتيق فيك, كنتيق فيها, I'm trusting her, which is I have trust in her. So this is like verbs that like we use with فيها. So whenever you are learning either with me or like you have like your own personal teacher or we are like my students, just remember learning a verb, try to ask your students, to your teacher is there's verb like work with فيها. Can we see like maybe in a verb like let's use سافر. Like the verb سافر is to travel. Can you see سافر فيها? No, that's not working. So you remember that سافر, it does not work with فيها. So can we see سافر معايا? Yes, we can see سافر معايا. He traveled with me. So that's possible. Just like whenever you learn verb, try to play with it or ask like whoever, like say, oh, do you guys like say this? And then try to put it in sentence and see if it's right. Okay, so this way you're going to learn. And you would say like, oh no, it's too much. No, it's not. When you are learning the verb, learn preposition with it, or like till like you're learning the verbs, and then it's like sounds right. Because already when you learn the verbs, you already like learn how to talk and a lot of sentences. So it makes sense. Yeah, those are like the sentences that I wanted to remember. This is just examples, because if I'm going to use all the verbs, like we would not like have time for that for like one video. But as I promised, I'm going to answer like the common question. I really love that question. It's like really nice. So it's like Aram. I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correct. And he said, okay, so thank you very much, Kawtar. My problem is distinguishing the difference in use between the various possibilities of saying the same thing. Okay, the problem in distinguishing the difference. Okay, so yes, he said, فيها الجود, which means I am hungry or I feel hungry. جاني الجوع and أنا جيعان. I think I already explained the difference between فيا الجوع and أنا جيعان. أنا جيعان is I am hungry, but also have like another meaning of like I am hungry for money, or he is hungry for money or something like that. So the word جيعان is an adjective that might have a different meaning and we don't use it often. We mostly see فيا الجوع, which is like there is hunger in me, which is give the meaning of I am hungry or I feel hungry. So جاني الجوع, I like this. So جاني الجوع, probably I should like make a video about this. جاني is like came to me. So when we say literally, we say like hunger came to me. Why we are saying that? Basically, you eat lunch after 2 hours or like 3 hours, like you start feeling hungry and it's like, oh, جاني الجوع, which means then like hunger visited you, he came to you. So it means the same thing. If you say جاني الجوع or فيا الجوع, it still like mean like I'm hungry. So don't like confuse yourself with a lot of things and say, oh, when I'm going to use this or this, it's the same. So if I feel hungry, I will say like فيا الجوع. If you were just thinking, I was like, oh, جاني الجوع, I am starting to feel hungry now. It's not started, but like there is hunger in me now. Like I need to eat. See, like the question is long. Then in the case of diarrhea, okay, that's like funny. Okay, طاح عليا الكرش. Again, we don't say طاح عليا الكرش, we say طاحت عليا الكرش. طاحت عليا الكرش. Because it's like طاحت is like in past tense, like but actually we don't really use this sentence. So only like older people use it. I don't like hear like older people say like, oh طاحت عليا الكرش, and I don't find it cool to say. Is I never use it, to be honest. I never ever use it, but I did hear that mostly like older people. Okay, so the second one, he said feel ishal. Feel ishal, there is like a diarrhea in me, so we used fia. Again, the diarrhea is inside of you. So you are saying there is like a diarrhea inside of me, inside of my belly. So you kind of like saying feel ishal to mean like I have diarrhea. As I said before, we use I have, like I have a fever, you would use fia. I have like I don't know, if I feel like, you know, throwing it up or something, you would use fia. So again, like diarrhea, you would use fia. The last one you said is كرشي جارية. Please don't use this. كرشي جارية is mean like my belly is like running, which mean like I have a diarrhea. But I feel like where to say that is just, I should like, I probably would be like a very close with a friend or someone to say that in front of them. But I just don't. I say like, oh, feel is hell. Or I actually only say like darani karshi, which means my belly is hurting me. But if I have to say the word diarrhea, I'll probably use like with the fia. Just so you know. And maybe about like the region, some region they would find it okay to say that, but not for me. And definitely I would never say that in front of elders. And it's like, that's disgusting, that's nasty. Why are you saying that? I'm just kidding. Yeah, but okay. So then like he go on with the comments, and then the difference meaning of fia to have to be and for at n. I explained that in the video. Of course, fia is meant to have, we say like the house has like certain houses or has this and that. To be to mean like I am hungry or like something like that. So it's like we use fia. For at n, we use it with the verbs. So to mean like I'm thinking about you, or something like that. So it's not like literally at. So yeah, chef fia. So for example, he like he saw me, like, or he looked at me, I would say like chef fia. And basically we see chef fia to see like he looked at me. Okay, the example he gave, fia الفضول, that makes sense. Like in English, you see I'm curious. For us, we say in me there is curiosity, which makes sense again, because the curiosity, it came from the inside. Like it's not like something you touch. So anything about like the feelings, you know, when we try to describe kind of adjective, we say فيا الفضول, or like فيك الفضول, you have curiosity in you. It gives the meaning of like you are curious or I am curious. So yes, فيا الفضول, فيك الفضول. Okay, كتأثر فيا, I don't know what you mean by this. كترت No, that's not correct. I never like saw this, so I don't know what you wanted to mean. And then he gave another example, like, why are you looking at me? مالك كتخنزري فيا. Oh, actually, that's not like looking at me. That's another thing. So مالكي كتخنزري فيا, it means why are you staring at me? It's kind of like looking deep into your soul, and that's why we use like فيا again. So مالكي كتخنزري فيا, why are you looking staring at me in a bad way? That's what كتخنزر means. It's not a good way of like looking at a person, but basically when like your mom doing, that sounds scary, but yes, that's like khanzar. And basically, don't say to someone مالك كتخنزري فيا, even unless if you want to start a fight, because the verb like yeah, that's like a harsh language to say like to someone like مالك كتخنزري فيا. It's not good. قالوا فيا العجايب, they said I'm arrogant. قالوا فيا العجايب, where did you hear that? It's like, of course, like I do understand it, I don't know it, I don't use it. I use it in a fun way, but not in a serious way, like to mean like not like just arrogance actually, like I don't know where you get that, but actually like it's more than that. It's like فيك العجايب, there's like strange things in you. It's not about arrogance, it could be about you know, being playful, it could be about like being you know, a player, it could be like about anything. Like when I say like mostly like to the kids, I would say like oh ناري فيك العجايب, it's mean like there is like kind of like wonder life inside of you. It means like I can't expect like the things that's inside of you. So it's not about arrogance, about a lot of things. Okay. I think last but not least is I have no more patience. And then you put the equivalent in darija ما بقى فيا ما صبر. Okay. So that's not like the literal like kind of equivalence. If I wanted to put that in darija, I'll probably say there is like no patience in me left. There is like no patience left in me. And that's like the equivalence that like you saw there. ما بقى فيا ما صبر. Again, it does make sense because when you say there is no patience left in me, the patience is not something you see by your eyes, it's inside of you. Or it's like there is no patience like left in me, ما بقى فيا ما صبر. But I don't know why you are confused. The difference, they are like, as you said that, you already said that it's just like various possibilities of saying the same thing, which is like it gives you possibility of choosing like whatever you want, whatever you are comfortable with. If you are comfortable with فيا الجور, you use فيا الجور. If you are comfortable of جاني الجور, you can say جاني الجور. بارك الله فيك, بارك الله فيك, it means thank you, equivalent, but it's literally God put bliss in you. So baraka is blessing, Allah is God, fik is in you. So what's that could mean? God puts bliss in you. So God blessing and in you. So when God puts in blessing in your heart, in your brain, so whatever you're going to touch is going to be blessed. Whatever you're going to start is going to be blessed. That's why we're saying barakallahu fik. But of course, we say it as like thank you, which means whatever you did for me, God like puts bliss in you in whatever you do, which is like a really nice way of saying thank you. Okay. I think you do have like one last one is like wakhafik. Okay, we don't say wakhafik. I don't know like if someone told you that, and other religion, we always like use wakha alik, not wakhafik. Okay, I do understand different regions, they might say things a little bit differently or slightly differently. I might understand if they said like wakhafik, but we really don't say that in Rabat, Sali, Casablanca, all the area like Knetra, all these places that I've been to, or like my surrounding, we don't say wakhafik, we say wakha alik. Okay, so I hope that I answered all of your questions, and I hope it's clear. Don't forget that prepositions, they are not easy, and I would say like the grammar, like the tenses are way easier than prepositions. But if you already know the verbs, it's easy for you to know the prepositions. Just because you already know the verb, then you are trying to see like what works with it. Okay. And of course, like you know, like practice makes perfect. Just like try your best and take it slow. Don't get like, you know, just like trying to give up just like after like few tries, because like it's a new language and it's not like the same as your own language. Just because you're saying like I'm thinking about you, I have to say it like just exactly you are saying it. I would say like I'm thinking in you. It's like it does happen. You learn a language, you have to learn it the way it is, and respecting like the way people saying it. And I actually like don't think like that is just difficult personally. Not because I speak it, it's not because like it's my first language. It's just because I see too many things that in other languages that you don't have to deal with in Darija. And one of them is like the silent letters. That there's like ton of them in English, and you see like letters, like a huge letters, and then it's like, oh no, that's not pronounced. So why is there? So never, no one told us like why ever. Like you just take learners. Okay, no. Like that B over there is not silence. That's a huge consonant. That B, why is there? Like why I'm not going to see like doubt, not like doubt, and they say to you, oh, that's like most of the S not pronounced. Like could, would, should, all of them. And I said, oh my God, why is there? It's like a long L there. What I'm going to do with it? Well, it's like shh letter. Should I go on like with what's in English that is not there? Like that's like thought and do and all of that. Sometimes it pronounced like that th is the, sometimes it's like the, and all like that like war, like lel, and that two ill that you guys not pronounce perfectly. At least like British they say the t. Harry Potter, not Potter. Well, okay, I'm just like kidding. I'm just like saying that every language has something really easy about it and something that might be tricky and hard to understand. When you learn the language, learn it with an open mind and try to say like people the way you say things, and don't like complicate it on yourself, and just like take it in an open heart, open mind. Okay, they are using Fia with a certain verbs, we are using it just the same, and that's it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and if you have any questions, put them in the comment section, and the next video is going to be about another like preposition and with examples. I think maybe Fia is like one of the trickiest one, but the other ones, they are like way easier. And yeah, if you are interested in one-on-one online lesson, contact me through my Gmail. If you want to go with your Darija in the next level in a very fast way, and yeah, and if not, just like keep on watching the videos and practicing with maybe your boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, maybe watching some movies beside like YouTube channel. And yeah, I should like stop talking a lot. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.